Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and I appreciate y'all being here at the channel today. And to our existing subscribers, appreciate you being here. It's great to have you. And if you're brand new, if you're finding a channel for the very first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And if you find the content beneficial, please hit that like button. And certainly, check the links below. You can learn more about me, learn more about my company, how we can help you grow and develop your business, whether it be from marketing to funding to, getting on our email list to stay up to date on new information and new things that are happening. And then certainly I would also point you to our courses section, where you will find the gym management playbook. And for you folks at any level of the industry that are looking to shorten that learning curve, you're looking to maximize your knowledge on the industry, you want to maximize sales, maximize profitability, that's what that gym management playbook is for. Check it out, see if it's for you. We hope to see you there soon. So with that said, our topic for you today are the biggest myths about building a gym business. The biggest myths about building a gym business. So I've got 8 of them here for you, 8 things that I see, and you decide. Do you find this to be true as well? Is this happening to you? Do you find what I'm saying to be accurate? Okay. So number 1, founders, owners are their own bosses. That's myth number 1. Who's the boss? Well, maybe the bank is the boss. Okay. Certainly your customer is the boss. Okay. Your staff, I tell folks all the time when it comes to our personnel, we want to treat our team, our staff, our employees like we would treat our very best customer. Okay. We've got a lot of bosses. One of the great misconceptions here is that, hey, we're our own boss. You got the bank, whoever lent you money. You might find your landlord's a little bit of a boss. Okay. So that's a little bit of a myth. Okay. You still have somebody that you're going to have to report to. Myth number 2, founders, owners should do every job in the early days. They should do every job in the early days. And I find that to be very much a myth, very much a misconception, and very much a mistake. Okay? Do what you're good at. Okay? But certainly we want to delegate. If somebody else can do the job, whether you're starting this brand new or whether you've been doing it for a while, if somebody else can do the job, delegate it. Okay? And then if it's something that you're not good at, delegate it. Okay? More often than not, we're going to find that this is sales training, this is marketing. I find this to be the number 1 thing. But don't try to do every single job just because you're the founder, just because you're the owner. You're trying to maximize your opportunity. You're not going to do it if you're really running yourself thin. And maybe the other comment I would make too on this is, one of the things I want to make sure we're in the habit of doing is protecting our most valuable asset. And your most valuable asset is you. Okay? Always will be. Okay? Number 3. And this one's an interesting one here, I think. But you should keep your business a secret until you're ready to release it. And so if you're opening something new, I see this a lot. Oh, I don't want anybody to know. I don't want anybody to know. And the truth is, there's ideas all over the place, and we could talk endlessly about non-disclosures and the good and the bad of that. But we're so focused on keeping this a secret, we don't take the time to really promote it. And really, I tell you what the answer is on making these businesses successful. It's your effort, your tireless effort. Okay, it's the marketing, it's the passion you put into this, it's the conviction you put into this. Okay, I learned this a long time ago. When I first started the consulting business, I went from being an owner, okay, where I had authority, I had power, I could make decisions, I could change things. And it was a much different switch, going to be a consultant. As a consultant, you really don't have that for the most part. It's more of influence. And I remember one of the things that I struggled with was people would say, well, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you do this? And I was always hesitant to answer it because I thought, well, if I answer it, they're going to go do it. And what I learned was that that's not true. Okay, you can give every idea in the world. Someone else still needs to train it and execute it and work it and have passion and have conviction, have accountability. It's like our YouTube channel. Okay, we're giving it to everybody absolutely free. Okay? And so don't be afraid to do that, because the secret is in your tireless effort, to make this work, your attitude, the marketing that you put into it. So I wouldn't be overly concerned about the secret of the business. Okay? At least that's what I see. Okay? If you see something different, certainly adjust, but that's what I see on it. Number 4, you need to take a lot of big risk on this. You need to take a lot of big risk. And to me, that's a myth. You don't really need to do that. We want to be able to mitigate this risk. And let me give you an example of what I talk about, and certainly for a new gym getting started. Okay, we'll kind of take that element here. Number 1, on your equipment, there's no reason to write a check for $200,000 or $250,000 for that. Get a lease. You get a down payment and a monthly payment. Get a lease. Okay, there's no reason to take a big risk on it. Okay, your finish out of your building. If you're doing finish out, this is all negotiable with your landlord. Okay, negotiate it. Get your landlord to participate with you. Many cases, landlords will finish out the whole thing. Many times they'll do half of it. Okay, you have to ask. If you don't ask, right, the answer is always no. Okay, when you negotiate that lease, okay, get like 90 days abated rent when you first get in, because one of the keys here is if you get a 90-day pre-sales, you get 90 days abated rent, there's 6 months of pretty strong selling. And what you're starting to do here, you're starting to really mitigate your risk. Mitigate your risk on ramp-up cost, mitigate your risk on finish out and putting extra dollars into it, your risk on equipment. I would even say when you're trying to find locations, one of the best locations that I ever had was one where I knocked on the door and I said, hey, here's what I'm doing. I'm opening up health clubs. Would you be interested in subletting? And they said yes. And I got that location for well under market, ended up being my best producing location. So you don't have to take huge risk here. Okay? Matter of fact, I suggest you don't. And not because we're not taking risk, it's calculated. Okay? Really look at it on what you can do here. Number 5, you need to rent an office. It's a total myth. You don't. You can either office out of a place at home, maybe you share something with somebody else, or have an office inside the gym. I know when I first opened, I officed inside the gym. And I just had a little cubicle in there, and that's where I worked, and that's where I did my thing. And then as we got bigger, I opened up an office outside the gym, but the only way I was willing to do that if it was a revenue producer. And what we did as part of my office is we had a complete phone room in there. I called it a public relations department. And we ran a full lead box program. We were generating about 400 prospects per month per club. Okay? And there's a whole lot that went into that. But that was really our top generator of membership. And so I didn't eventually open up my office until I had enough volume to generate revenue out of it. It had to be a revenue generator. I just didn't want to make it an expense item. So you don't need to rent an office. And for my case, when I finally did, I was generating revenue out of there through other sources. Okay. Number 6, the myth, the misconception, is that it's all about the gym. It's all about the product. It's all about the equipment. It's all about the location. It's all about the classes. It's all about childcare. And the misconception, because what it's about your people having well-trained staff. It's about robust marketing, okay? And it's about solving problems for people. It's about providing solutions. That's where the action is. The myth is it's all about this great facility. And I can tell you stories and stories of great facilities that really struggle because they miss it on these other things. Number 7 on my list of misconceptions and myths about growing and building a gym business is that more features will improve your gym. More features will improve your gym. More equipment, more stuff, right? And I can tell you this, I think in every single case of every single club over the years that we've gotten involved with, not once have we ever brought more features to the business. We may have rearranged the equipment to give it a different look and different feel, but there's not new features. What we change is process. What we change is attitude. What we change is training. What we change is marketing. What we change is how we solve problems for folks. What we change is how we provide solutions. Okay, that's what will improve your gym. What we change is how we analyze the data and how we make decisions. Okay, more features aren't likely going to do it. And then number 8, the last myth, last misconception, is that you can't afford top talent. You know, the thing is, you can't afford not to have top talent. And top talent doesn't mean it's expensive. But what you want to do here, what my recommendation is you're always looking for people. You want to have a recruiting plan of action. And you're building this email database, and you're marketing, and you're promoting. You're always interviewing, always talking to folks. You're training them before they come into the gym, because there's a lot of talent out there. And what do I mean by talent? I'm talking about winning attitude, work ethic, coachable, passion, desire, conviction. And let's teach them the business. I think the mistake we make on this one is we equate top talent to kind of taking it from somebody else and having to pay them a lot of money. You can go out and find top talent, and let's develop them ourselves. Okay, and you're going to get something sometimes you can't recruit, and that's loyalty. Okay, so the myth that you can't afford top talent, you can, because if top talent is producing, that's the best employee you've got. Okay, so folks, my name's Jim Thomas. My company's Fitness Management and Consulting. Take a look at these common misconceptions about growing a gym business. Do any of them apply to you? Are any of these things that you can work on immediately to start to improve your business? So folks, take a look at those. Take a look at our links below on how we can further help you grow and develop your business. And I look forward to seeing y'all on that next video.